Welcome to Man Up Mondays, the show where men sit around talking about man stuff.
Unfortunately, ladies, this show is not for you. So go find your husband, get him to tune in.
No girls allowed. Pastor Nate and Steven coming at you live.
Coming at you live, 6 feet away.
Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to St. John Ministries Man Up Monday. I am BJ Fouts, here with Nate and Steven.
We are here today to talk a little bit about Jesus, a little bit about being a man of God. So, go to your fridge, grab something to drink, sit down, let's talk about it.
Well, guys, been about 6 days. We've been isolated, some social distancing, maybe not right here. We are approximately 6 feet away from people at home, but
Close enough.
Practicing that isolation and spent a lot more time at home. Been a whole new routine.
Yes.
A whole new routine. And it's been weird. It's been weird.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, since childcare's closed, and Heather working at Norfolk Public Schools, we're home. And we've been home for a week, and it's just been a complete disruption of the schedule with the children and just with the family dynamic. And, I mean, work even with school being closed, it's changed a whole lot of the dynamic.
I still have 4 children. I haven't got rid of any of them yet, though the temptation's been there. Mm-hmm. You still have 2?
I still have 2. As of this time.
As of recording.
Okay. I only have 2 children on this side of oxygen breathing world.
Okay. And Nate, how many extra mouths to feed at your house?
2 dogs.
2 dogs.
And a wife.
Okay. Are the dogs' routine interrupted also?
They're still sleeping. It's about all they do.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but Cass's routine has definitely changed, working from home and doing everything from home now. Luckily, mine hasn't changed a whole lot yet. I'm still able to go to work. In fact, most people left my work, so they basically quarantined me at work. Worked out well.
Okay.
So, until they tell me to go home, I plan to stay.
Yeah, I guess I am working a little more at home, but I mean, between work and home, I live at work, right, across the street, and so we still have some people in the office now and then, but we're doing a lot of the recording, like this video and others, so a whole lot different kind of work.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the way it is for a lot of people. It's some of the same stuff, but a whole new way of doing it, a whole new way of presenting things, a whole new way of contacting people, coworkers and the like. And everything is just, it's so different. Like I can't find a book in any of my textbooks from seminary that tells me how to be a pastor right now.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any training on how to do what you do during a pandemic?
Yeah, no, none at all. I mean, we've received a lot more phone calls of people just asking because, everyone's just clueless.
Right. Well, and you work in finance.
Yeah.
So everybody's all freaking out over stock markets. And
say the market's up, the market's down, the market's back up. Now people
the market's moving.
Don't have jobs, so they're at a loss for money.
By the way, do you have any inside information that we could...
No.
Sorry.
I think it's like the Stock Act or something like that.
Okay. I found being kind of where we're at here with not knowing how to do what we always do every day, every other week, every other year of our lives. Even though we're slowing down and social distancing and being apart from everything else, I mean, it's not vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And in fact, I've found it to be more stressful. And not because, I turned off my TV and the news, and listening to the talking heads a while ago. Mm-hmm. But just trying to do what I do, I found that to be even more stressful than it was.
Well, and you have to think about how we'll say just the family dynamic has changed with how we as Americans, as Nebraskans, Battle Creekians, it's such an abrupt stop. I mean, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about shifting from basketball season into track season, and we had the week of calm before the next wave hits, and now we are so unbusy, which is what we are not used to. I mean, it's even different than what a summer not busy is, because there is no social things that you really should be going to. All the events, all the gatherings are just halted, and you are essentially stuck with your nuclear family, the people who are living in your house, and it's a challenge to be with those people all the time, because it's so counter to what we know.
Well, it's basically a new concept
Yeah.
in its entirety.
I mean, you go back 100 years to the 1918 flu epidemic, and that, I mean, people staying home it's what they did. They went into town for church, maybe. Otherwise, they stayed at home, stayed on the farm, and didn't go in and do any other things.
It's amazing how now, with all of our social media, the ways we have to connect to each other, I think though even that, we find ourselves more isolated. Mm-hmm. And I think this right now is really making that more evident, because I can still connect people on my phone, text them, all the other, I'm not going to name any apps because I can't think of them all. Cough, you all right?
This is pre-corona.
You've had that since before?
It's about half a Corona in, actually.
But it's so different when I can't shake hands with somebody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or even just see somebody face to face. We took our family to town earlier today, all in the car. We kept everybody in the car. We got some drive-through food, sat at the park and ate, in our car, which is more confined than our house, but we were out.
Yeah.
And then since we did stop and get some coffee when we were in town earlier, but people, and you see people, and now you're almost like scared of people, right? Mm-hmm. Because of the hysteria too, like, oh, who's that guy? He's coughing, or what else? Go ahead.
Well, and it's not just seeing random strangers coughing and touching their face. I mean, we were at Hy-Vee this morning, and we ran into a couple church members, and it's like, how's it going? I mean, one, waiting, like sitting ducks, waiting to get the coronavirus, and
I think every time you say that, we should.
The coronavirus.
I need another beer at this rate.
I should say it less.
Let's talk less. I mean, what do you talk about? You talk about the thing that's going around, and you talk about, our default, Heather looks like she's swallowed a basketball, so no baby yet. What else? Like, you can't get too close. Mm-hmm. And like there's the yearning for the social connection. There's society now saying socially distance yourself, but it's like, the connection that we are now needing is back circle. It's different than what we've known, mm-hmm. because we're yearning for something more deep than a superficial connection.
Well, it's just like this morning, Cass has been cooped up in the house more than I have, just because I have been able to get to work, and we went to Menards this morning after church just to walk around. We were just literally just walking, mm-hmm. Because she's like, I just got to get out of this house. And it's typically something that you don't run into.
Down those lines, how have things, I can't talk anymore. How have things changed? How have things changed at home? With all of the extra time at home and the changes in the routine, how have things changed at home?
I think there's times where it's, we're kind of stuck. especially this last weekend with the snowstorm that came in, like we were inside for 24 hours, and when you have two toddlers in meltdown mode, like I'm stuck with them. Like we can't get away, they can't get away. I can yell at them, but then there's three people making loud noises. But yeah, we're almost like relearning how to, or learning maybe even how to just live with a toddler full time instead of, you know, having that respite, even if it's work. But sending the kids off to the child care to see, you know, for them to do some learning and stuff, and
Yeah,
now they're at home.
And I kind of agree with you on that. Just it got cold and we weren't be able to get outside. You know, a couple weekends ago we had that borderline 70-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just nice to get outside. You know, you didn't leave your house, but just to be able to piddle around your backyard even.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back to this, and not only can you leave your house because it's cold and snowy, but you can't really go anywhere. And, you know, you can't go out to a restaurant and hang out or anything like that. So you are just kind of stuck at home watching TV, playing games.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
And I'd say for us, like at our house, we've had kind of the up and down. The extra stress, I got 4 kids in school trying to, you know, their routine of online school. And even though, you know, teachers say, I mean, yeah, do your assignments, but don't freak out about them. And I have kids who still freak out about grades, even right now, you know, and then their extra stress, and that amps up everybody else's level. And then my extra stress amps up everybody else's level.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my wife's the librarian in Battle Creek, and, you know, they're still open as of right now, but who knows how long, and it's extra stress. So, and everything's just amped up.
Yeah.
And I kind of find myself even more on edge that way.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm kind of wearing everybody else's anxiety as the head of my house, you know, I find myself a little even shorter with my wife or my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And how to navigate right now where I'm, you know, I mean, I'm head of my house, but I am like a switch away from kind of losing my mind all the time with the kids. And I mean, I'm probably the only one here. I mean, you guys are probably better dads than that, or better dad than that, or a better husband.
Doggy
dad.
Doggy dad.
Doggy dad.
But and I think that's times like this are going to bring out more of that reality of how comfortable or uncomfortable we are as a head of household.
Yeah.
As the head of the family. Because you get in that routine, and, you know, I think we have the natural tendency because of our nature to kind of just, we'll let that head of household business go a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and not just share that responsibility with our wives, but we'll just let them have it. You know, let me know, honey, we need some help, but it's all you. I'll be in my man cave or wherever else.
And I think that's where you do gotta, you know, kind of just last night, Cass and I was like, let's just take a deep breath, and, you know, we'll get through this. Be miserable for everyone, but we'll get there.
This coronavirus is terrible.
Just nonchalantly
Nonchalantly
grab my other one.
Bank first. If you need to refill, now's the time to do it.
So we were just talking about kind of being the head of house at home and taking a deep breath. Kind of we're wearing all this extra stress, and I think it was a good point you made. Trying to take that deep breath and kind of push back, relax, and pause. Because I think our nature is to fight or flight, right? Mm-hmm. Either to get in there and go beat up the coronavirus, or maybe run away from the coronavirus and get out of here.
I mean, let's take that a different direction. The fight or flight. I mean, if my kids are jacking around, like, my fight reaction is to yell at them. Like I can yell, just because that's. I mean, if they're being loud, the only way to be louder than them is to be louder than them. They probably don't hear. But trying to push back on that stress by releasing. I mean, almost a release. Or then the flight, the abdication, the you know what, I can't handle this. I need to walk away. Which there are times when I think removing yourself from the situation will help, giving everybody a chance to breathe, to calm down. But also I think that as the men of the house, we have to then be the ones to initiate the step back in and break that awareness. We can't just walk away and then come back and assume everything's all better. I mean,
I got a little adage: if you ignore it, it'll go away. Isn't really true.
Right.
At home.
Yeah, and I mean, we put our kids in timeouts so they calm down. Mm-hmm. And I mean, yeah, maybe we need to calm down, but then we got to talk about it.
We need to get back in there.
When you get back in there.
Yeah, we got to get back in there. We can't stay out.
But I think for me too, especially, there is some of that mentally, because I don't know how much my wife pays attention to the news or anything, but I find myself, especially with coronavirus, checking the news more often, just trying to get the latest update. And every time you get on Fox News or CNN or whatever news you look, it's 500 new cases, 300 new cases, and as we continue to test more, that's only going to rise. And you can't help but get a little nervous, inside of yourself, for your family even, as you start to see that climb, and you just, oh crap. And so I think that's where you yourself have to, okay, I can't put this on my family.
Right, yeah, I mean, it's one thing to, ignore the feeling that you're having, because if we're ignoring the fact that we have feelings, we are denying our human nature. But to not then project them onto someone else, not to, yeah. I think it's healthy for your wife, for your children, to know that you are feeling the same things, but I think that's when we have the opportunity to also step in as the spiritual head of the family, and to add in, the gospel, the Jesus stuff. I mean, yes, I'm worried about what life's going to be like in a month if we're going to be stuck in our houses, like legitimately stuck, not like stay at home, wink wink, and you can go, get your Taco Bell and have it and eat lunch and whatever, but like,
our family was curious. Did you go to Taco Bell?
I did go to Taco Bell today.
Okay, you had your usual traditional Taco Bell trip out on Sunday.
After church.
Yeah.
After TV church.
After TV church.
Check out our YouTube channel.
Plug. There it is. So we were talking about what we were going to talk about today, and I mentioned something like from Genesis, and I didn't say coronavirus.
I just was thirsty.
You was thirsty?
Yeah.
But that the whole divide and conquer, that's what Satan's working on with our families, and kind of getting us to push off our responsibility or to kind of go over the top with it. But kind of like where we came from and how we got this husband-wife relationship and dynamic. And so back in Genesis, there was Adam, and God said it's not good for him to be alone, right? It's not good for him to be in social isolation completely forever. So let's make a helper fit for him. And God made Eve because we couldn't do things ourselves. And I think our fight response is, I'm going to go beat coronavirus. And we get all that anger and angst and everything else. And forgetting that we've got a helper in the family, in our house, in our marriage. But then our flee response, hey, let our wife take care of the problems while we're doing our own thing. And that's, hey, instead of being our helper, we're just going to let her take it over. And we got to remember that we are like a team here. As doggy parents, just husband and wife, as parents of kids, and even as a family in our community, we are a team. God has put us together, husband and wife, and we got to come back together as we approach this issue. Your thoughts on that?
It's well said.
Amen.
And that's why that's why they pay me the big bucks, I guess, for those deep, insightful thoughts. Look at that with my hand as a refocus.
Yeah, I mean, it's blatantly obvious, like, that, yeah, there's a reason why there's a good cop and bad cop. And, I mean, I get impatient, and I tell the kids no when I mean no. And then here comes mom, who, helps to bring in the gentle, the nurturing, the loving that I probably should have with my kids, but if I don't want to read them another book after they've already read 20, I think it's time for bed if it's 10 o'clock at night. But yeah, to find that balance that we have, that we can best work together, Heather and I, to take care of our children. And obviously that's going to be a great big shakeup within the next week, when the baby comes. But I mean, that's still then going to be the kind of the tag team, the working with one another to help take care of this cluster of small humans who are trying to figure out why they don't get to go to daycare every day, and why things are changing, and also now why is there another small human in this house taking mom and dad's
Making
attention?
more noise.
And now there's going to be a cacophony of Whitney kids screaming and singing Frozen 2 all the time.
Maybe they'll make it a competition to see who can be louder.
We're going to pray for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll pray
Pray
for
for
you.
me.
If we could, as men together of our congregation, our community here, like, if I could challenge us to like one thing in the next week. We got to wrap up our video here sometime, but
Right.
challenge ourselves to one thing for the next week, as men in our houses, and men in our families. Let's come up with one thing.
One thing each, or one thing?
One thing in general, collectively, as a group. Because, let's face it, I can't speak for everybody in the room, but I got a lot to work on. And if I tried fixing all of those things right away, forget it, I'm done. Mm-hmm. But maybe this is an opportunity for us just to think about one little thing that we can maybe challenge each other and encourage each other to do different. A different approach as head of house. What might that one thing be? Probably, hopefully, something we may have talked about sometime today. But just throw that out there.
Oh,
Continuity.
man. Well, of all the things, I would say, like, find that moment where I'm assuming you are all manning up and helping your wife do stuff around the house, take care of the kids, help the kids with school, and other household things. I think the one thing, I think it would be take a little initiative. Find a thing that you can do before you be asked. Before ye be asked.
Before ye be asked.
Before ye be asked. Yar.
Shakespearean?
Did you not hear the yar?
Well, yeah.
The Shakespeare pirate.
As I was saying,
So take some initiative.
Take some initiative.
Take some initiative.
Or kudos if you have been. Don't say, "Oh, I've already been taking initiative." That's great. Do some more. Just something little. Put the dishes in the dishwasher. Start the dishwasher.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to load the dishwasher at our house because I do it wrong.
I get yelled at because I don't load the dishwasher.
Just be glad you have a dishwasher. I am our dishwasher.
Congratulations.
So I challenge you to buy a dishwasher. Just kidding.
I wish it was that easy.
Uh,
Well, I was going to say, too, you know, how many of you guys are typically playing sports this weekend or on a weekend or weeknight? Use that time to, you know, play a game with your family or something. Or, you know, you have the extra time, so put it towards your family. Do something that you don't typically do.
maybe turn off Frozen 2.
Whoa.
I know that's asking a lot. Where are my kids right now? They're actually watching Frozen 2 because it's the only thing to keep them quiet.
273rd time?
Only the second time today.
Okay.
We watched it in the van on the way to Taco Bell. We got a van, by the way. If you drive by my house and you see the van, that's not a family member. That's actually our van because 3 kids needs a van.
3 kids needs a van.
3 kids needs a van.
Well, so take an initiative and take initiative in time with the family. So you're not running away from the family, not hiding from the family. I like these are great ideas. Spend some time together and look for opportunities to be the helper that God has created you to be, and for your wife to be your helper and you to be hers. And spend time with the family, whether that's the dogs or the wife or the kids, or whoever else is in your house right now. It's good stuff. I think that's how we met up during coronavirus 2020.
Cheers.
Olay.
Hey, look for us here every Monday night. At least 2 of us. We don't know if we're going to get to keep Steven whenever baby shows up. If he has enough time to film a little video with us, we'll have to see if he's manning up with a baby or not. And if you have some comments for us, we'd love to hear them. Love to hear your feedback. And yeah, if you are stuck at home on quarantine, self-quarantining, and you need some supplies, let us know.
Don't go get them yourself.
This is Man on Monday.
Maybe the intro is Steven measuring. Like, good, yep, we're 6 feet. Okay, let's go. I guess it's going to be my summer beer. I think I've decided.
You're going to get poor real quick.
Isn't that expensive?
12-pack of bottles is $15.
No. I mean, I don't drink as heavily as you, so.
That's true. Maybe Jeff can restock for us once he gets out of quarantine.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you need us to leave a 30 on your front porch?